Cloudy skies 55 as things warm up tomorrow for Friday. Cloudy skies, high 55. Showers possible on Saturday for the Christmas parade with a high of 65. And for Sunday, mostly sunny with a high 55. Overnight low was 15. Yesterday's high was 23. Currently, humidity at 89%. Winds are calm. The pressure at 30.19 and holding. Sunshine right now and 19 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. It is time for morning coffee. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Gents.
Thank you.
Or should I say guys across the table?
Yeah, the gals couldn't be here.
Please, let's not start that. That's Mark Turner over there. That's Dave Land. I'm Mike Dreeth. This is Morning Coffee. Excuse me, I'm going to talk less and less. Everybody's going to applaud. Can we get some applause? Yeah. Because of my voice, which has gone south.
Woo-hoo.
You can join us at 104.9 FM, WFIW, the station listened to, not just heard, or at WFIWradio.com, or you can go on YouTube. Follow the Facebook link to YouTube and watch us.
There could be a song in there somewhere. Follow the Facebook link to us. Follow the Facebook link to us. Instead of we're on
either Facebook or a yellow brick road.
Did you watch that on Thanksgiving?
No.
I watched it.
The monkeys still scare me. I'm sorry.
Do you fellas remember speaking of video and TV, do you remember a TV show where the crowd would chant, Jerry, Jerry?
Oh, yeah, Jerry Springer.
Have you heard the latest about Jerry Springer?
I don't know.
No.
Jerry Springer, he's 74 years old. He is getting a new TV role as Judge Jerry.
Kind of like the Judge Judy TV show?
He will hear testimony and render verdicts before a studio audience. Isn't that like asking the devil if something is a sin?
He was, of course, the former mayor of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
It's going to be taped in Connecticut. Starts in syndication next fall.
But these are not binding.
They can't be.
He's not a lawyer.
Yeah. They can't be binding.
I mean, you can't
settlements.
that would be as binding as you doing it, Dave.
Well, do you know
unless you sign something ahead of time saying whatever the judgment is that Jerry gives, I'll agree to.
Do you know how much money Judge Judy made pre-tax last year?
I'm going to tell you, she was an absolute force of nature. I'd say $50 million.
I'd say right around 50 mil.
Her name is Judy Scheindlin.
Yes.
Known as Judge Judy. She pocketed pre-tax last year $147 million.
Wow.
It would take us 3 years to make that.
Absolutely.
She gets it 1 year.
Take us more than 3 years to make that.
She was good at what she did, quite honestly. But when I went in for a while to get some IV work on a weekly basis, the nurses just thought it was hilarious because it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they'd put me in a room, and I'd put Jerry Springer on there, yeah. And the nurses would go by, and I'd go Jerry. Jerry.
Judge Judy is the 48th richest self-made woman in America with a net worth of $400 million.
Is she quitting?
No,
she's still doing it. It's just Jerry's going to.
But compete, I just thought those kind of time. But Judge Jerry,
yeah.
Where is his?
Where's the original idea at?
Yeah,
because it's not there either.
You could see where this would go. His show, he'd bring out somebody and he'd say, hey, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to tell my girlfriend that I've been sleeping with her best friend. Well, where's this going?
Yeah,
I guarantee you I know where this is going. And then he says, well, here, we baked you a cake to give to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think people watch that to see mayhem and fisticuffs.
And the poor guys must get paid well. They have to stand in the middle. I mean, they've got muscles up both arms, and they have to hold these people apart. Amazing.
And sometimes they got to pick them up and carry them.
More entertaining is Maury. Which is nothing more than a half an hour or an hour maybe, for that matter, of paternity tests. That's all that is.
And Maury Povich was married to Connie Chung.
I thought he still was.
Well,
he might still be.
I don't know. Connie Chung is still with us because when the Judge Kavanaugh situation was going on, Connie Chung came out with her story of being attacked.
Kavanaugh did that too.
It was just in that time
Kavanaugh
frame.
got around.
But
I think when I was in high school, even though I did not live in his area and would never associate and have never associated with anybody like that, I think Judge Kavanaugh attacked me too.
Yes.
Yeah. Why not?
I'll tell you what.
I'll just throw it out there.
I'll tell you what.
He got mad one night and punched me in the eye.
I saw it. I'm your witness.
Okay. There we go.
couple of local announcements I would like to pass along. Are you guys familiar with the Early History Museum at the Fairfield Public Library? It's open each Saturday at 10:30, and they are getting a facelift. One thing that they are doing, some of our listeners out there will remember, the Hammock Studio, which is where Fairway Apartments is now, next to the Budget
They actually
Inn
had a
Motel.
studio of nothing but hammocks.
This is HAMM.
Great place to take a nap.
ACK.
There's a lot of trees around.
I'll
the
tell you
Fairway
what, Mark.
Apartments.
You and I afterwards, let's go and check out the hammocks.
But,
I agree.
but the Hammock Studio, Kenneth and Hammock and his wife have been deceased for several years, and they took there was a donation of all the photo proofs, and they were donated to the library or the Historical Society, and they're asking people to stop in and go through them for identification because they're not all labeled. It is so much fun. It's addictive. I'll go up there for maybe...
Isn't that interesting?
I'm good for about an hour of looking at the black and white photos. But you talk about excellent quality. Excellent.
I have to tell you, I'm part of a small group that's trying to secure all of Tom Ulrich's photos.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. There's a lot of photos involved there.
Oh, my. And I always saw Tom as much an artist as I did a wildlife photographer. His composition and the pictures are beautiful. Anyway, we're trying to get it for Frontier Community College, for the library, a way to be able to access all those images. But that's early in the game. But no big secret, actually.
And then the First United Methodist Church cantata is a week from Sunday, December 9th at 10, with members from the Evansville Philharmonic Orchestra and local musicians.
It's magnificent.
Involved. It is.
pretty cool.
Every year that we could be in town, we always went to that.
And besides the musicians, Tom Tucker's the director, and R.J. Barnard will be the narrator. Yes, sir.
Really?
Well, I was just going to mention, while we're throwing out community service announcements, Saturday's big events in downtown Fairfield.
Oh, boy.
There's the tree lighting ceremony just before the parade at 4:30, and
It's
then
not
the
good.
then the parade at 4:30, which you can hear on WFIW.
And my understanding
104.9.
is that you're actually going to be involved.
I'm going to MC the tree lighting ceremony.
The weather is good and bad. A high of 65, but thunderstorms.
Well,
but
what
spotty,
they're saying is early.
Early.
It should be
Good.
out of here by midday, I think.
Great.
I want you to do this like you do play-by-play.
All right.
Okay? And the lights are going up the tree. And it's lit! It's lit! Oh, my!
Score!
Can you do that?
I can.
All right.
I can.
That could be a one of your
lights.
Frontier College instant rewind, replay.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We can do that.
Lights are going up the
Lights.
tree.
Camry.
Yes. Ah!
There's the switch being handed off to Save-A-Lots.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have Tom do color then.
Yeah.
Tom can paint the picture.
Yeah, that's right.
So on your resume, I did play-by-play of a Christmas tree lighting.
That's right.
You know, we used to
And the parade, yeah.
We used to broadcast math bees on here.
Well, we did the Scholastic Bowl last year.
We've done Scholastic Bowl, but a math bee, all you hear is on the chalkboard.
Okay.
But Stan did
Oh.
it. We did. We still do spelling bees.
Yeah.
Of course, volleyball. I don't think we've done wrestling play-by-play.
I don't know. I don't believe
if
I've ever recalled hearing wrestling.
You would hear.
I have done wrestling play-by-play once.
And you've certainly done volleyball.
Yeah, done volleyball, basketball.
were you like-
softball, baseball?
Let me just say-
soccer. I did soccer.
I
one
would
year.
just say, I think by far your best talent especially after this past weekend, is your basketball play-by-play.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
It was fun.
And also, just to mention, throughout the football season, all 9 games, you continued to make basketball references. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did. I know.
Right before the game started, you'd say, we're about ready for the tip-off. Kickoff.
Okay.
Because I was thinking ahead because I just had
Now, am I
sense.
right?
I just had a sense on how good Fairfield was going to be this year.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. If they're as good as the football team was, we're in for a real treat.
Oh yeah. Got a chance to see the Lady Mules last night.
And they really.
Tell you what, they very interesting. They go about 4 minutes with 5 on the floor. Then they'll substitute another 5.
Really?
Yeah, 5 in, 5 out.
Yesterday,
It was a lot of fun.
Yesterday, you asked, Mike, I think, when do the Mules play Flora? Mm-hmm. Well, I got my TOC Direct schedule in the mail yesterday. We play
It's in
Flora
February.
one time,
Yep.
the next to last game.
Wow.
So,
February
Here,
14th or 15th?
February 31st.
Mule
No.
Barn or Florida?
Yeah.
It's late.
Yeah, it is at the Mule Bar.
Good.
It's like the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, somewhere right in there.
But right before preseason, actually. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, so how are we time-wise?
Well,
Uh, let's,
I'll tell
let's-
you what. After our break or sometime this hour, I'm going to tell you about Kiss's final tour, and I want to ask the question, should local residents be fined for not shoveling snow off their sidewalks?
Okay.
All right. Holiday feeling. Have a festive holiday that by every measure you're filled with a sense of peace and joy this wonderful time of year. Happy holidays from Rigg Family Care Pharmacy in Albion. Pharmacist Eric Rigg and staff, providing their customers with friendly, knowledgeable service. The Country Closet Consignment Store in Flora. Clothing for the entire family, home decor, and much more. The Fairfield Banking Company, your hometown bank with hometown pride. Dan, Kim, and the employees at Dan's Electric in Fairfield and Flora. Noel Vaughn and staff at Country Financial in Fairfield. Burnt Prairie Fertilizer, big enough to meet your needs and small enough to care about your business. KD, Shirley, Chris, Tony, and the drivers of Simpson Transportation. And Fairfield Memorial Hospital, excellence in community health care. And Horizon Healthcare, with clinics in Fairfield, Sisney, and Grayville.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when presidential candidate Jimmy Carter caused a ruckus by saying Americans should be allowed to keep the ethnic purity of their neighborhoods? 2 days later, he apologized. Billionaire Howard Hughes died at the age of 70. A new company called Apple Computer was born. ABC's Barbara Walters became the first woman to anchor the evening news. Muhammad Ali won a controversial decision over challenger Jimmy Young. Ray Floyd earned the green jacket at the Masters. Yankee Stadium reopened. The $2 bill came back. And all these songs were new on the radio.
Trying to get the feeling again. Misty blues. Shannon's gonna fool around and fell in love. Strange magic. That's right. Get the music. There's a kind of hush. Rings like a bell.
Well, what do you think? The answer and a twist of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because at Lowe's, pros save big every day on the tool brands they use most, like DeWalt. Now you can get up to 50% off select power tool accessories, including the DeWalt Pro 80-piece screwdriver bit set, now just $29.98. That's $30 in savings. Plus, save time by ordering ahead online, and your order will be ready for pickup in store. Stop by or visit lowesforpros.com for details. So, Pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 12/2 while supplies last. See store for details. U.S. only.
April 1976. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
John Sebastian and Welcome Back, Kotter, the top song of April 1976. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another time capsule.
It's a 9-day Black Friday sell-off at J. Wilderman Autoplex in Mount Carmel. Small-town giant price slashes on every new Ford, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram. Up to $6,500 off new Cherokee, up to $14,000 off new Ram, and up to $12,500 off new F-150. Our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year on over 250 vehicles, including 17 Ford Focuses at $11,995 and 17 Grand Caravan GTs at $16,995. Gobble up the Black Friday specials 24/7 at jwildermanautoplex.com.
The Coffee Cam is on, and you can watch Morning Coffee on YouTube. Now, all they need is lots of makeup. Back to the show.
Yes, we do.
The group Kiss on their End of the Road World Tour is going to play in St. Louis at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater on September 1st. They're proclaiming it to be the final tour ever. And I love what they said. This will be the ultimate celebration for those who have seen us and the last chance for those who haven't. We're saying goodbye on our final tour with our biggest show yet, and we'll go out the same way we came in, unapologetic and unstoppable.
What, Kiss puts on a great show.
They'll end up in Vegas in 2 years.
That was the, believe it or not, Kiss. I saw Kiss. That was the first concert I ever went to.
Well,
really?
Yeah.
You make a good point that they'll show up in Las Vegas. I don't think it will be, what are there, 4 original members?
Yeah.
Were there 4? I don't think all 4 will ever perform together again.
I think they have been performing together
but I
over the
could
last
see, like,
couple of years.
They would have to change the name, like Gene Simmons tribute to Kiss.
Freely. I can name 3 of them.
I can name 3 of them, too.
That's what the Temptations did. You had Dennis Edwards with the Temptations or something. He was a St. Louis fella, and
really?
He passed away a year or so ago. Yeah. But that's what happens.
Well,
it'll be fun. Okay.
I always thought that their song, I want to rock and roll all night and party every day, was a master stroke of lyrics.
But then they have Beth, which could be played on an easy listening station.
Yeah.
For a moment, though, look up the lyrics. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. Let's do the third verse. That was it. That was the song.
All night and party every day. Yep.
That was it.
Okay, guys, so if we have a big snowfall here and we don't shovel our sidewalks, should we be fined?
Yes.
They are in Minneapolis. $149 after a snowfall if you don't shovel the snow. And they have city inspectors that will search for unshoveled sidewalks and issuing notices of violation.
All right. If you're a business, it is only to your advantage to make sure that your customers, without breaking their neck, can get in your door. Now, are you going to fine me because I'm not shoveling the public sidewalk that goes in front of my house? I don't know.
Yes.
I think you ought to get a warning first.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You know,
they've got enough.
And
to
you know
do.
what? People ought to have enough common courtesy to know that whether or not you're going to get fined if you don't do it, just do it.
I'm a little bit less enthusiastic about your idea of a new law.
I'm concerned for the mail people, mail deliverers, mail carriers. I think that's the word.
You're not concerned about the women too?
M-A-I-L.
The gals. He's not worried about the gals.
I'm worried about the guy and the gal mail carriers. Youngsters walking to school, people that walk anyway after the schools are back open. So, or if you can't pay a fine, maybe you have to make a donation of a canned good to an organization.
I like it.
I got a call?
Yep. Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Yeah, if you will watch the mail delivery people walk through the yards. They do not walk on the sidewalk.
Does that bother you?
Well, when I'm out shoveling my walk-off and the mail person comes walking through my yard, I say, what am I out here for? I was doing this for you, and here you come walking through the yard.
Yep, that's something to think about.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Yep.
Okay.
They're just cutting off edges is what they're doing.
Well,
what they're doing is, when it's a certain temp, if you shovel your walk, and that could possibly freeze back over. And I understand their reasoning for walking through the yards because it's, it'd be less slick.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Unless we get an ice storm. And
well,
tell you what.
I don't know, but I'm sure that those that complain about state troopers sitting in Fairfield to get speeders would, which it's fine with me. Doesn't bother me.
I got timed again this weekend. Hey, guys, how about there's a super slab 8 miles from here. Why don't you go down there? We've got police here in town.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it. I'm sorry.
Well, you shouldn't worry about it if you're not speeding.
I don't speed.
Yes, you do. I've ridden with you.
No, I don't speed. I do not go
Then that was a
over.
lookalike.
Do I have to stop this car?
I'm just saying.
Do I have to stop this car and separate you two?
Why am I doubling up on my police enforcement here in town? We've got a police department, a fine police department, and they don't need somebody sitting in air tax timing me going 36 and a 35. Oh, I was speeding.
Well, what is the allowance? If you,
it should be. I think city streets are 30.
They are. Yeah. So if you go 31, should you be fined?
No.
No.
Okay, how about 32?
No.
33?
I say you give them a little bit of leniency.
Look, there's crime out there.
Well,
go fight it.
My bottom line is if I'm not, I don't care if there's state troopers or city police at every block. I don't care.
If you're burning,
then we really have a problem. That means we've got way too many city police and state police if they're at every block.
Now, if you're burning up Main Street going west, coming into town, driving 50 in a 30, which I've seen before, then stop
them. Here
it
is. I cannot believe that I agree with Tom Matthews Jr. on this. My God, where have we gone with this program that Tom and I are singing out of the same hymnal?
Oh,
Good.
Boy.
All right.
You knew it was coming, didn't you?
Let me just, I had to say that.
I could tell it was coming.
Let me say that
we baited him pretty well, didn't we?
Did you take your blood pressure?
Not yet, but I will be after the show. This was in 19.
We do have a break coming up.
Do you want to take a break now?
No, I don't. I'm going to ask this question.
Is it personal?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
This was Black Tuesday in St. Louis, Missouri, November 28th, 1939. What's it associated with?
Riots.
In Philadelphia.
St. Louis, Missouri, I said.
Well, Black Friday came from situations years ago back in Philadelphia.
Oh, Black Tuesday was the the black snow, right? The dust storms?
You're getting close.
Coal.
That was it. And on November 28th, 1939, after 9 days of heavy smog, it got to the point where the hospitals were filling, and the city government had to actually legislate that there would be no more Southern Illinois coal used to heat homes, to be able to take care of industry, because it was filthy coal. They started going west to be able to get their coal, and to Arkansas, which was less dirty. But
Southern Illinois coal is traditionally high sulfur, and it does.
It was a crisis in St. Louis in 1939. It took them 2 or 3 years to completely clean it up. So, and it cost Southern Illinois lots of jobs.
Oh, yeah.
So there. Now I'm calming down.
Ugh. Deep breaths. Count to 5.
I think I need to go to yoga with you tomorrow, Dave.
I went last night, and I'll tell you what, last night may have been, they're all good yoga classes, but last night in the class with Donna Savage.
Then why would you provoke me today, Dave?
Well,
why would you provoke me?
Because I feel great. That was one of the...
And he feels really great after he provokes someone.
That was one of the best yoga. I just felt really good last night. So
well, good. I'm glad that you're all stress-free, Dave.
I just feel wonderful today.
Yeah,
every day is a great day. I get up every morning. Tell you what, when I get up in the morning and put those feet on the floor and able to stand up on my own, buddy, it's a great day.
Stop slouching.
I'm just happy.
Right.
I'm just happy to roll out of bed.
I got it.
Stop slouching
I am
and stop looking into the camera.
Oh, and you aren't?
No.
You're not. You're looking at the monitor.
I'm looking at Mark Turner because he's my friend. He doesn't provoke me.
Or correct you.
He doesn't correct me either.
I'll bet you don't like the seatbelt law, do you?
You won't leave it alone, will you, buddy?
I won't leave it alone.
You are just egging it on.
I did not like the initial law that said I must. I thought that should be my personal decision.
No, not.
However, I have seen the evidence.
I've seen the light.
That it is prudent for me to do that, and I don't want a ticket from the 10 state troopers on Main Street or Delaware.
It's fine.
So I put it on.
More. Bring on more.
So I put it on.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah.
Issue resolved.
So I'm right. Here. We'll move on.
You're not.
Right. I'll tell you what. We're going to take a break.
Were you for it at the beginning?
Do you remember? Were we talking about
changing the subject?
I am. Were we talking about the flying Walendas the other day?
I don't think so.
wrong program.
No, that was Ken. Yeah, Mark, you were here. Ken Odie was going to take his grandsons to the circus.
But I don't think we talked about the flying Walendas.
Yeah, and which ones were still alive?
I don't remember talking about that.
Well, we're going to.
Okay.
And the trivia today, you boys are going to just love it.
I can't wait.
All right.
If you're looking for a new doctor, look no further than the new SSM Health Provider Finder. Search for physicians online based on conditions and treatments, name spellings and pronunciations, and locations near you. What's more, SSM Health doctors are known for taking the time to listen and connect with you. We call this the healing power of presence. You'll find this helpful tool at ssmhealth.com/doctors.
Carnaby's got them. Exclusively Great One Divine hoodies and long sleeve waffle tees. Logo caps are restocked too. Believe it, live it, share it. Brighton's in Love We Trust Tote is free with a $125 purchase through December 6th. Brighton and Carnaby's new lineup is proof that being stylish is all about the extras, from handbags to jewelry, footwear, and trendy apparel. Carnaby will give you a serious dose of the coolest gift selection this holiday, and all your gifts are wrapped for free. Now open Sundays, 1 to 4.
The magic of the holidays never ends, and its greatest of gifts are family and friends. Happy holidays from Legg Manufacturing in Fairfield and Legg's Mini Storage in Fairfield and Sisney. David and LaDonna Legg and staff. Pollard Realty in downtown Fairfield. Linda Tucker, Julie Shreve, Amy Hooper, and Amy Pollard. Wayne County Abstract in downtown Fairfield. Amy, Kathy, Rosalie, Linda, Madeline, and Karen. Dr. David M. Link, dentist, and staff, Rita Odie, Mona Johnston, Kimma Simpson, and Casey Mugridge. Mobile radio specialists in Grayville, Jim and Carolyn Funkhauser. The Troyer family and employees at Troyer Electric in Fairfield. And Tyree Tax Service at 908 West Delaware in Fairfield. Judy Tyree, Misty Haygood, Janelle Monroe, Angie Phelps, and Sue Clemens.
This is the show about nothing. Morning Coffee, streaming on YouTube and live on the station listened to, not just heard, WFIW.
What a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Yes. You sound sort of feminine there, though, Dave. Anyway, wanted to mention Boyd Furniture and Mattress. Right now on the big deals button, upper right-hand part of WFIWradio.com. You can click on it there. You can get a $100 gift certificate on any purchase for $70. It's a great time to get new furniture for the holidays or get someone a great Christmas gift. And that's a part of the big deals that are going on here at WFIW Radio. David.
Do you folks listening at home and my friends here in the studio, do you recall?
He must want something. Now we're his friends.
No, I'm asking you to recall. Do you remember when Evel Knievel tried to jump the
Snake River?
Snake River, and then he also attempted the fountains at Caesar's Palace or something?
I don't remember the fountains as much as I do Snake River. I was there watching, not there, but I was on TV.
He did attempt some jumps in Las Vegas.
Yes, and he didn't make it.
No.
But the genre of high-stakes stunts on live TV is really looking to push new boundaries because there is a media group, a producer of the Essential Media Group, has teamed up with the Daredevil performer. I've never heard of him, Bello Nock, N-O-C-K. Guess what Bello is going to attempt?
He's going to walk across the Grand Canyon on a tightrope.
He's going to walk a tightrope over one of the world's most active volcanoes.
Wow.
That's what it's come to. And it's airing for a premiere late next year, and it will be called...
Sounds like an A&E TV special or something.
The show will be called Volcano Walk Live.
No, that's a good name for it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
But I'll tell you, you couldn't put a net over that. The net would burn up.
Right.
Does a house
I think the wire would burn up.
Yeah. Does a house burn up or burn down?
Man, you're thought-provoking today, man.
I'm sorry, but
a house just burns.
Gracious. Sometimes it burns from the middle out, Dave.
Yeah.
All right, so what is...
And sometimes it burns from the floor up to the ceiling.
So
other times it burns from the ceiling down to the floor.
So it depends.
Yeah.
Okay.
This yoga has got you in a mood. I can tell.
I'm doing well.
Yes,
I'm doing well.
So,
Dave, the provocateur.
Do you remember the live stuff that failed? What was the biggest one that failed?
Oh, Geraldo.
Jerry Rivers.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Rivers in Al Capone's.
Yes.
What, they find an empty beer bottle?
It was not.
I don't think they even found that.
I thought they found an empty beer bottle.
That was colossal.
Do you remember, was it Geraldo on his own show that got beat up? And he had bandages around his head?
It was.
Yeah.
Jerry Rivers.
I'd like to beat him up.
Geraldo Rivera, the precursor to Jerry Springer.
And
his real name is Jerry Rivers.
Is it really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it is?
I think so.
I don't always agree with him, but I'll tell you what, he'll speak his mind.
He was a very good journalist before he turned into Jerry Springer.
He was on ABC, I think.
Yeah, he was very good.
Jerry Springer.
Well, he turned into Jerry Springer because he was Jerry Springer before Jerry Springer.
He was the mayor of Cincinnati. He wasn't a journalist. Jerry Springer was not a journalist.
I don't know. No,
Jerry Rivers.
You're talking Jerry Rivers. You're talking about Geraldo.
I'm talking about the Geraldo Rivera show.
Yes.
It was as bad as the Jerry Springer show.
Geraldo Rivera.
Geraldo, by the way, it's interesting because, he was pretty tight with the current president, and now he's got to be against him on everything. It's pretty interesting.
We talked earlier about being fined for shoveling snow that led into a friendly discussion. What do you think about legislation that would allow people to carry concealed handguns without a permit?
You need to have a permit.
Yeah. I think you have to have
There
a permit.
are supporters of legislation that would allow that in South Dakota.
But that's still the Wild West to some extent in some places.
Now, right now, it's a misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor for someone to carry a concealed pistol or to have one concealed in a vehicle without a permit. I don't know if it's a misdemeanor or felony here in Illinois, and we have strict gun rules.
The strictest. And we still have lots of things going on in Chicago.
You think?
Yeah.
It's a war zone. But I don't know.
No, you got to have a permit.
Well, I can just...
I don't want anybody to have a handgun who's got a history of mental illness to the extent.
Picture this. Bike Week in Sturgis. You're going to allow people to wander around Bike Week in Sturgis with a concealed handgun without a permit?
It won't matter.
It happens enough as it is.
It does. It does. And I think in Indiana, you don't have to have it concealed. You could walk in, if you have a permit to carry.
Walk in with it on your hip.
Right. Now, think of this. Let's say that you're in a hostage situation and you have your weapon clearly displayed. Who's going to be shot first by the perpetrators? The guy with the gun. So these guys that walk in with the, what do they call them?
Kevlar.
Bandito. Am I allowed to say that? The bandito belts, that crossed? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
They had bullets.
Does it have anything?
That doesn't happen anymore.
Does it have
that
anything to do
only
with,
happens in
does it have anything to do with Fritos? That's what I want to know.
Frito Bandito. You can buy ammo belts that will crisscross. They're out there on the market.
All right.
So if you go into a store wearing those,
I think you're asking for it.
You know what?
Who's going to be shot first?
If someone walked into a store wearing one of those, I wouldn't have to be shot first. I'd fall down laughing.
Yeah.
Couldn't pull my gun.
Could you see this? You walk into Turner. Walk into Turner this afternoon. I'd like a bouquet.
Well, with your holster.
I'd like it.
With your...
I'd like it now, and I don't want to pay.
All right, guys.
I would just start laughing.
Let's talk about what happened to Jeremy Epstein when he rented a Nissan Altima from Hertz in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You guys ever rented cars?
Oh, lots.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of times.
And you're given the price before you rent it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he was quoted a price for a Nissan Altima.
Nice car.
Yeah, it is. This is ours.
7 days, a weekly rental, $280.
A day or for the week?
For the week.
For the week.
Very reasonable, I think.
I would say so, yeah.
That's pretty reasonable.
Apparently, when he went to turn it in, there were some added charges, such as government supplements of $25, a concession fee recovery of $34, a $3 vehicle license fee, a $1 energy surcharge, an $11 facility charge, a $10 motor vehicle lease tax, and a $45 state sales tax.
How much did it cost?
$411.
Yeah, I think I'd be upset.
So the big rule is that when
and that's not counting the insurance that you buy.
this
Well,
was
I always
in,
buy all the insurance they can give me.
you don't need it.
I
know.
no,
Are we going to
no.
have this discussion again?
We're gonna-
Well,
no, you
he's
do
wrong.
need it.
Mike, if I agree with you, we'll both be wrong.
Not only is he confounding,
he was conceited.
let me just say this. Two sons managers in enterprise, okay, in their careers. And they always recommended that I get all the insurance. One.
They get a commission.
Certainly do. They do. Two.
Help me.
They
Lord.
want as much. They were managed. They were managers at different outlets. They weren't given raises or promoted on how much business they did. Mm-hmm. They were totally given that based on the satisfaction of the customers. Mm-hmm. You would get calls after you rent a car, and they say, "How would you rate your experience?" And they must get highly satisfied. They must get a rating of over 80% highly satisfied. When you do this 411 gig, you're not going to get somebody to give you a highly satisfied.
No, and I think that there is a rule, or there should be a rule, or they're not explaining it well enough. When you turn in your car, sir, this is what you will pay.
Dave, if you go to, let's say you go to Le Mans, you say to them, "Look, I think there's something wrong with my brakes. Mm-hmm. Can you look at them and tell me what you think it's going to cost?" Mm-hmm. And if they say to you it's going to be $350, and you go in and it's $500, I think you've got a beef.
Absolutely.
No, that's it. I mean, you
Absolutely.
Give me an estimate, because if it's $500, then maybe I can get it for $350 somewhere else.
That's right. That's right.
Speaking of estimates, did you get the estimate on your truck yet?
I got a call yesterday afternoon. They're going to be able to get it on the road. They say it's sound, and they're going to come in much less than what I said was the top end I was willing to pay.
Well,
so I'm
good.
very pleased.
Okay.
I haven't got the car. I haven't got the truck yet.
Well, that's okay.
But I'm pretty happy about it. That's at Le Mans.
But the estimate came in, and it was to your satisfaction.
I said it can't be over this amount. They said we're going to be able to do all the things, make it roadworthy for much less.
That's
In
great.
this car rental story that I just gave you, it says nothing about insurance. And let's say, okay, $280 for I don't know what car rental insurance costs.
Last time I rented a car, it was $10 a day.
Okay, that's not much.
Why would you go through the hassle if you're in an accident, whether it was your fault or not?
Right.
Where you have to do anything other than say, "I got the maximum amount of insurance, take care of it." If enterprise,
if you're local,
there's a lot of paperwork involved.
If your insurance agent says you're covered, why would you buy it?
Because I'm covered, but you don't know what other circumstances surrounded the accident. I want to make sure everything's covered. I don't want any hassles. I'll pay that extra $25 or whatever it is to make sure it's all taken care of. And you should too, Dave Land.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll be renting a car one of these days. We will.
Get the insurance.
Have you heard anything more about the weather up north?
They're going to have another storm move in around the first of the week, I think.
No, we're supposed to get some rain in the morning on Saturday, my understanding.
Yeah, and snow is in the forecast here.
Let me tell you something. Last night I went out
for next Tuesday
to put
and
the hounds
Friday
in the garage, in a heated garage, 11 degrees. They were dancing. Get me in the garage, dude.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, speaking of the weather, and we were talking about the mandatory shoveling, Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
He still wants to go back to the mandatory.
No, I just want to say that
he hasn't tormented me enough today.
Oconomowoc, Wisconsin makes residents shovel. Our daughter lived up there for a while. It's easy to spell Oconomowoc. Every other letter is an O. So, all right.
Okay.
Guys.
That's the takeaway I'm taking from this show.
That Oconomowoc is
every other O.
Oconomowoc. Every other letter.
Probably a song in there somewhere.
They make it
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Supercalifragilisticosteo.
Spell it.
It's easy.
Oh, please.
Spell it. You said it's easy. Spell it.
Get your buzzer ready. Get your buzzer ready.
S-U.
Oh, no, don't write it down.
No. Spell it.
I'm going to.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
C-A-L-I, supercalif, F-R-A-G-I-L, supercalifragil, I-S-T-I-C, supercalifragilistic, XBO, what is it? What's the last of it? Supercalifragilistic. What?
Expialidocious.
X-E-X-P-I. Let's take a break.
Get your buzz ready.
Thank you. I needed that.
WFIW and Ultra Products are bringing back the popular Show Us Your Rack promotion. Now through December 31st, upload pictures of you and your buck to the Show Us Your Rack page at WFIWradio.com. The first 25 photos uploaded will receive a free t-shirt. On Friday, January 4th, one lucky hunter will be drawn from all entries and will have their choice of a USA-made Parker Bushwhacker crossbow, a $400 value, or a $200 in-store credit to Ultra Products. Good luck, hunters.
Google, the company that virtually owns every single move you make on the internet, advertises on TOC Radio. Geico, the insurance outfit run by Warren Buffett, does the same. Home Advisor, Hotwire, Hulu, Netflix, Angie's List, Zillow, Hotels.com, Amazon, Priceline, and Wayfair all advertise on Mass Reach Radio, TOC Radio. Those companies only exist on the internet. What do they know that you may not? Internet-targeted advertising is weak at establishing new customers. For new customers, they turn to mass reach media like TOC Radio. They know if the consumer knows you before they need you, you get the click more often. Internet advertising is a perfectly viable way to advertise. But if someone tells you to throw all your advertising on the internet, tell them you will. Just as soon as Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Larry Page do the same. TOC Radio. Mass media.
Saturday, December 1st, Sisney's Cookie Walk will start at 9 and last until noon. Stop by Murphy's Pet Grooming and Boarding and see great gift ideas for you and your pet. Sign up for open house giveaways and have a cookie on us.
Time for that Fairfield area weather forecast. Skies becoming cloudy today with a high 35. Cloudy tonight, low 28. Cloudy skies tomorrow, warmer, high 55. Cloudy and 55 on Friday. For Saturday, showers possible, high 65. And for Sunday, mostly sunny with the high 55. Overnight low was 15. Yesterday's high was 23. Humidity at 89%. Winds are calm. Pressure at 30.19 and holding. Sunshine right now and 19 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Nothing showing up precipitation-wise anywhere in Illinois nor in any of the adjoining states this morning.
The phone number to call in is 842-3715. Now, back to Morning Coffee on WFIW, YouTube, and WFIWradio.com.
Yes, a media force in southeastern Illinois.
By the way, we did not have a Fairfield Mystery Voice winner this morning, so tune in tomorrow. It's been a week now.
I was looking at interest of the test scores for our local high schools. I did that because I have a disdain for this kind of testing, quite honestly.
Standardized testing?
Well, I think what's happened is, let me just give you an example. I had a senior English teacher in high school who had this wonderful segment on poetry. And I'm not a poet, but I did enjoy it. His teaching was really good.
He's not
what
a
are you
poet,
laughing about?
and he didn't enjoy it.
When you said you're not a poet, that kind of hit my funny bone.
And then when you added in,
but I don't
and
know
I
it.
did not enjoy it.
I did not enjoy. I do not enjoy poetry per se. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it.
Yeah,
but
I find that humorous.
But he was very. Thank you. I'm here to entertain you.
Why
I don't
do you
know. It
find
just
that
hit me
humorous?
funny. I don't know.
Goodness gracious. Anyway, the point simply is, if he was teaching today, he wouldn't be able to teach poetry. You know why?
Why?
Because it's not on the test. You see, the state test, the state test wouldn't give anybody any credit for the nuances of that segment that he taught in that class. He's got to be worried about testing scores that are above the average in his class for his students. And you see, when you publish all of these scores, the interesting things that I found were not so much the test scores as much as the enrollments I thought were very interesting. And the average class size. They built a new high school in Wayne City, and the average class size is 8.
Didn't know that.
It's not just a high school only at Wayne City. It's a grade school and a high school.
Right,
together,
but this is only the high schools that these numbers are devoted to. And I thought it was interesting. It looks like if you were just looking at the data, you'd say that Fairfield has a problem with its math instruction right now, because they're not scoring close to the average. In fact, they're behind many of the schools in the cohort in this area. So if you're the superintendent or the school board, you got to say, we need to put together a plan to be able to improve math. It's not that the test is accurate. It's that these are apples to apples comparisons with other high schools. That's the significance of it. Yes? No?
Yes, I agree.
Yep.
But,
you mentioned about the enrollment.
Right.
I didn't realize that Carmi had quite a few, Carmi White County had quite a few fewer students than Fairfield.
I thought that was interesting as well.
Fairfield is actually one of the biggest schools in the Black Diamond.
Yeah.
No, Edwards County is way behind when it comes to the overall enrollment. Mount Vernon with 1,151. Alney, which we beat in the tournament, was 742. They'd be a Class 3 or 4A, wouldn't they?
They'd be a 3A.
Okay.
They're a 3A.
Mount Carmel with just about the same, about 50 more students than Fairfield. Flora with about 30 less than Fairfield. Edwards County with 289 students in their four-year high school, I would assume that's the number for it. Wayne City, 154. Sisney, 123. I think for the first time when you have a Democratic governor and the supermajority in both of them, you don't have to worry about consolidation anymore. Not right now, at least. I think if you had Republicans, you'd have to worry about that. I mean, when you take the 154 and the 123 from Sisney, Wayne City, and put it in with Fairfield, you're still not as big as Alney.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought those were interesting numbers, and I disdain public testing.
But Alney has absorbed a couple of school districts, too. It's now only Richland County High School.
Right, with the Noble.
So they absorbed at least one high school.
Many of these schools, no matter how big the county is, it's a county school. Hamilton County, Edwards County, and here in Wayne County we have Fairfield, Wayne City, and Sisney. So I would hate to think what it would be if I lived in Orchardville and I had to send my kid to high school in Fairfield. That's
a hike.
I would say.
And that's uphill both ways.
There was talk years ago that if you had one school for the county, it would be put in Jeff.
Yes, there was that talk. I remember that.
Maybe that's back when you were here.
Yes. Well, back when I was here was when the big push came to try to build a new high school. And I was the one at the college that offered 20 acres of land out there, which turned into a boondoggle. People made a big deal about that. You can't mix college students with high school students like all we had was predators out at FCC.
And now how many high school students are taking college courses?
Yep.
Well, that's the other problem. If you don't perform at the math level, and very few, I'm not taking shots at FCC, many of these high schools did not perform at the state average. If you don't, then there's no chance you can get dual credit for that.
Right.
And that means that's going to be your big struggle. At the college level, the community colleges, 3 out of every 4 students that came in were not at college level. They had to take developmental classes. Once you take a developmental class that doesn't go on your transcript, your chances of graduating are greatly reduced. There. That's the end of my education rant for this morning.
I feel like I've been running.
I'm tired.
Stop slouching.
No, I'm not. I'm sitting straight now.
Yeah, you see that? He goes, he's doing this all the time. And then when you say stop slouching,
he goes straight up.
I'm trying to. I've got to.
So what else you got over there, dude?
Got a little trivia here.
All right.
Oh, I think it's time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about that time.
Those of you who play at home, we'll pause before we give the answer. I have 10 questions today, and I think you'll get 7 or 8.
I'm writing them down so that there's no question that I had it or did not have it.
Okay, here we go. What's Mr. Magoo's first name?
Mr.
No. No.
Is it like Thurman or Thurgood or?
I have one.
What's your
Phineas?
No.
Oh, I thought it was Phineas.
It's Quincy.
Quincy
Well,
Magoo.
all right.
What kind of person shall not be honored on a U.S. postal stamp, according to the U.S. Postal Service and the Citizens Stamp Advisory Committee?
What kind of person?
A criminal.
I knew this one.
What kind of person would not be honored on a stamp?
U.S. postal stamp,
Boy, I'm lost on that because it certainly couldn't be. No, I don't know.
A living person.
Okay.
Huh.
What is the name of Batman's butler?
Alfred.
Very
Yes.
good.
I could have gotten that one.
The Pyrenees mountain
You're
range.
not supposed to blurt them out, by the way.
That's
Oh,
right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm sorry.
Are we playing by the rules or not here?
Yeah, we
There's
are.
a point there.
I'll
Okay.
hold up my hand and then you guys.
All right,
Okay. The Pyrenees mountain range separates which 2 European countries? The Pyrenees mountain range separates which 2 European countries?
Okay.
Mike Dreeth, what is your guess?
France and Luxembourg.
You're right on France.
France and Austria.
You're wrong.
Moose breath.
France and Spain.
Yeah. All right.
Well, didn't we have this as a
I think
trivia
we had
question a
one
couple
earlier.
weeks
We
ago?
had
I
something
think-
about the Pyrenees.
Yeah.
You got it. Come on, buddy.
Okay, here's a gimme. Which movie features the song Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead?
No, it's easy.
Yeah, that is an easy one.
We talked about it earlier, didn't we?
We did.
What's your answer?
The Wizard of Oz.
Very good.
Yeah.
In Fahrenheit, at what temperature does water freeze? Hold it. Let our listeners at home think. At Fahrenheit, in Fahrenheit, as opposed to,
Celsius.
as Darrell Linney said, Excelsior.
Did he say that?
Yeah. What's this Excelsior stuff?
Okay, you want to? Or
What
me?
temperature does water freeze? It's
ahead.
your
32.
turn. 32. Very good. Which is
That's what I would've
largest?
said, too.
Which is largest? A megabyte, a kilobyte, or a gigabyte?
Okay,
Wait,
ready?
wait. Whose
All right.
Whose turn is it?
Mine.
Okay. Megabyte, kilobyte, or a gigabyte, which is the largest?
Gigabyte.
Gigabyte is correct.
That's what I had right there. You see it? Gig?
And what's bigger than a gigabyte?
2 gigabytes.
A terabyte. I think.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Okay.
Which instrument did Louis Armstrong play?
All right.
Hold on. Remember that song, Wonderful World?
It's a great one. We play it here once in a
Oh,
while.
my gosh. Okay, what instrument
Oh, wait a minute. Okay,
did
go ahead.
Satchmo play?
Trumpet.
He did. Here is an extremely tough question that I'll bet somebody at home will get.
All right.
Which Irish-American playwright wrote Moon for the Misgotten, Long Day's Journey into Night, and The Iceman Cometh? I've never heard of this man.
I don't think so. You got anything?
No.
I'll give you his first name, Eugene.
Oh, that narrows it.
Shaw.
Eugene O'Neill.
Oh, wasn't he?
I have heard of that. I have heard of him.
I think he was from Bone Gap originally.
No, he was from Gnawbone, Indiana,
Gnawbone,
up in
Indiana.
Brown County.
Right.
Okay, guys, what is triskaidekaphobia?
I know.
I knew that one too. Okay, hold on. For our listeners, what is triskaidekaphobia?
There it is right there.
What about it?
It's the fear of 13.
Fear of the number 13.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We did.
You did.
We did better than most of.
I'm proud of you guys.
Most of the math
really.
departments around here.
I'm proud of you guys, and in fact, we'll probably do this again. Do you want on a
really
on a scale of 10 for tomorrow? On a scale of 10,
Right.
do you want, with 10 being almost impossible to answer? How should I massage the question? Do you want a 10? You want?
I say bring it on. Let's do 7 or 8.
Okay, that'll give me something to work at.
All right,
we can do it.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
See you tomorrow.
The proud voice of the Fairfield Mules and the leader in southeastern Illinois sports. This is WFIW FM Fairfield, Illinois, 104.9.